You get done milking?
Yeah,
Depends who's milking.
well, normally,
And at night,
yeah.
5:30, 6 o'clock.
I can't imagine why I would have forgot about it after milking this heat and stuff.
Okay. So that's 12.
I'm sure this is the last place you wanted to be tonight after milking till 6.
One more. Okay. Now we're good.
Well, volunteer member of the Wetlands West Coast Commission to go order at 7:50. Also, we got a quorum, no alternates. Any additions to the agenda? Nope, nothing. Okay. Minutes from last February 6, 2020.
We actually have any printed out.
I saw some.
Printed them.
Was it?
I saw something. I read briefly. Something on top of one file.
Sam, she did them.
Well,
I read one.
Oh, wait, I think he's got him.
we'll let the minutes total.
Do you have all of them?
Yeah. Oh, he's got something different.
Can't approve what we don't have. It looks good to me.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes of February 6, 2020 as read.
Motion made.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Right? Opposed? So carried.
One in favor.
Get a pen?
No, sorry.
It's all right.
Sanitize it.
Well, shit on ain't gonna hurt nothing. All right, citizens, audience comments, citizens comments, anything out there yet? No? Whole business?
None.
None, good. New business?
Yep.
Anything?
Yes, Mr. Scott Arsenal, 516 Wiley School Road.
Are these two jobs he's proposing? Are these two
Two
jobs?
separate ones.
you seen one of these things work?
I haven't seen it, but Scott's here. He can give you a briefing on how it works and what he's gonna do. And
Where's this located?
I guess one is Earl Gray's,
yeah, this is Earl's property.
both of them, or
Whose property?
both are one,
Say that again?
both are one.
He's two separate things. He's doing 516 Wiley School Road, and he's doing another one at 280 Wiley, Secaucus Turnpike.
But Earl Gray owns both of them then?
No.
Oh, okay, that's,
No, this one here is Earl's.
Tom, where is it on Wiley School Road?
What's that?
Where is it on Wiley School Road?
Turn down Wiley, go past my place, turn down Wiley Road, go down around the first corner, it's right on the right,
Okay,
first place on the right.
okay.
First pond.
Small first pond on the right-hand side. Look good?
It's all right to me.
this.
Yeah. Any questions, any problems?
Yeah, I mean, this is giving them, I mean, I can see giving them the permit, but not as a non-jurisdiction, not a
Jurisdictional.
jurisdictional application. This is just an open permit per se and a regulation. So do we want to write a text amendment to say they can do any weed control, cutting, whatever, as a right, and consider that there's no ramifications, liabilities, and problems going down the road? I think we're opening the door real wide for something that's got a lot of potential for problems.
I think it falls under section 4.2 of your regulations under permitted uses as of right and regulated uses. Specifically 4.2A, conservation of soil, vegetation, water, fish, shellfish, and wildlife. I don't think a permit needs to be issued to do this work because
It's not draining down,
It's not dredging.
yeah,
Yeah, good.
It's not-
and the
It's not
pond don't
filling.
drain down south or any place.
Oh, no, not, this one doesn't even faze me, but you come in with the same approach in Beach Pond and open it up, then what happens if it goes wrong?
I don't know. I don't agree.
Are you talking about the application of the chemicals by any chance? Because they're in different lanes entirely.
Yeah, I was thinking cotton, stuff moves.
Where's it gonna go? It's a private pond. There's no place for it.
Yeah, but if Beach Pond isn't per se, if it moves to the next
We're
one.
not, we're not talking about Beach Pond, we're
Right.
talking about 516.
Yeah, but I thought we're asking for a text amendment. I'm reading,
This-
No,
No, this is, we're hearing an application here, we're not modifying regulations. It's not what this application's about, this application's about 516 Wiley School Road.
Right.
If you want to talk about text amendments to regulations, or
That's
whatever,
what
you
I-
can do that under any other business, but this is not.
I'm just looking at these two pieces and I'm seeing that somebody's asking for text amendment, that's all. I got no-
I'm
no
not
problem.
requesting that at all.
Okay, then I have no problems with the application, none.
So if you guys feel that this falls under permitted use as of right, then you would want to make a motion that, you know, this activity would be deemed a permitted use as of right under section 4.2A,
Right.
and no wetlands permit would be required to remove invasive aquatic species.
Just at this area, 516.
Right, just
That's
So
the
this
school.
one here, yeah, we're not
Just this
changing
one
reg,
place, that's it.
anything like that, no.
Yeah.
Mr. Arsenault is going to be coming in front of this commission a lot because, well, I'm not going to say a lot, but there are
Yeah,
other,
often.
I hope so,
there are
yeah.
other properties in town, mine included, that he's thinking about doing aquatic weed
Yeah.
removal. And technically, he needs to hear from this commission that any given job that he's doing is a permitted use as of right, or a regulated use, depending on what he's proposing. In this case, you know, he's not dredging, he's not applying
No,
you know,
he
aquatic herbicides or anything
Yeah.
like that. This is a
Yeah, just
pretty
stimulate.
low impact, you know, maintenance.
That's generally what everybody, the other wetlands commissions that I sat in on, they've all determined that it's a maintenance activity up to this point. And each one I do, they've even said I don't have to, but I still am going to put it in front of them just to CYA every single time.
Yep.
Everybody will know what I'm doing well ahead of time, and you're all invited to come and watch if you want. There's, you know, it's kind of cool.
Looks like it.
Oh, this week it would be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, it's hot.
I make a motion, we accept the proposal for at 516 Wiley School Road, downtown. For the, what do you call it? Aquatic weed cutting and removal of rooted vegetation.
Yeah, 426, yeah.
It's actually 280, it's a typo. We'll review 280 as well. Okay. We have a second to that, or?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Second by
Motion
John.
made. Aye,
All right,
opposed? Okay, so carried.
Yeah, so we also have the same version on 280 Second Turnpike, that's Still Waters. You're just doing in front of their dam there, where their beach is?
That's my understanding right now. It's an open contract and I may not even be working there, but right now they want to get the permissions in place should the realtor say that this is going to be required for sale.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much the end state of this activity.
Okay.
And I just had one of those in Griswold where they wouldn't buy it with the lily pads in front of the house. So I swept the house, put the lily pads away,
Yeah.
and they sold the house.
Happy.
So,
This
okay.
30 by 60.
Patchogue Pond?
I'm talking to Mr. Giard a lot, and we're in a lot of communication about Patchogue Pond.
Take it that still waters you getting rid of lily pads.
That's my understanding, yeah. This is strictly to facilitate the sale of the property, should it be required to do so. So right now, I have no date, time, or,
Did you really look at it?
yes, I have looked at
You
what
looked
it
at the
is.
lily pads.
What's the area you're gonna, what's the area you're gonna do right here?
It's gonna be sweeping in front of the dam and directly in front of their beach.
The next page shows the inspection.
Okay,
And again, this is gonna be contingent upon the realtor saying it has to happen before the sale. Otherwise, they don't want to spend the money, which is fine.
They don't spend.
Actually, it doesn't even go over to the dam.
no,
No,
It doesn't really need to. There's nothing in front of.
no. Same as the other one. I make a motion to accept the proposal at 280 Setauket Turnpike, Valentine, for the purpose of aquatic weed cutting on the property located, as I said,
280.
280.
you stuck a turnpike, right?
I'll second that.
Motion made in second. All those in favor?
Uh,
Opposed? So carried. Right.
Give me a heads up when you're gonna go in there and do it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Just so you know, I give a minimum of 24-hour notice to the, in this case, it'll be user. And then after 7 days, I do a follow-up sheet just to show what was done. You have before and after photos, and you'll know what was done, where it was done, and how. And I do the whole roll-up for everybody. So, just, it makes it easier so as you get to know what I do and how I do it.
Yep.
That we can just develop trust that way.
Nice.
I think it's the best way to go.
What happens to the frogs in the fish?
Actually, I've been very, I'm really not picking any up.
No?
No.
They probably move ahead of you.
It's a pretty slow, well, I shouldn't say it's slow moving, but yeah, I haven't, but it's a big strainer too. So if I see one in, I can just pop them back out.
Yeah,
For the most part, I haven't gotten anything.
take the snakes out.
Yeah, I was gonna say. what about snakes?
All right, moving along, new business. Section B, the Tevenet family. Irrevocable trust, 92 North Shore Road, improvements to existing cottage, grading within upland review area.
So in your packet there, he's got a narrative and a site plan to peek at.
Yep.
You worked on this one before?
No,
No?
Yeah, they did, actually. They did some grading adjacent to the pond.
Yeah,
No, that was the next property.
That was the next
Oh,
property.
it was? I thought this was the same one.
No,
Nope.
no, that was at 88.
That was the.
Oh, that's
access to
right.
the
Yeah,
pond.
yeah, his mom. Remember his mom was having a hard
Yeah,
time getting in and out of the
right,
water.
Is this like an empty house right now, or?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not.
Okay.
Used to be an old cottage from 1928.
well, this is the one you're gonna be working on.
Yes.
This one here.
And the area that shaded around it is where.
With the grade?
Yeah, do some grading and so forth. I mean, as hard as it is to believe, I think it's probably true. I mean, the building's almost been there for 92 years, so. Literally, the ground levels probably come up by about 8 to 10 inches, you know, all the leaves come, but
Yeah.
over the time, you know, they make an inch. And it's up over the course of the century.
So you only want to cut the soil a foot around it,
Well,
and take the water away from the building, I assume.
at
That's what he's telling me.
a start, but if we end up having to jack the building up, which I think we're gonna have to do, you know, put new piers under, it, we're gonna have to do some additional, you know, movement of earth just to get beams under it, so.
Yeah, but
we
you-
jack it.
But you're really asking to lower the topo just to drain the water away from it.
Yes,
And anything else would be just a construction job of moving the materials for access.
yes,
So you're only asking for that foot to drop it.
yes.
Now, the beach pond come all the way up around here?
Yeah, this is, there's an inlet.
Inlet here, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's the I wonder what elevation?
From here, the pond is probably about 4 feet.
Down?
Yeah, down.
Down, okay.
And it's not a steady slope. It's literally.
Yeah,
down,
gradual
whatever.
slope.
And then they put, looks like an old rock wall used to be then backfilled up to the rock wall.
I also saw something, is it? You've got an ISDS tank or something you want to change?
Yeah, if we could, because it's ineffectual. Alan Gosling had us put it in. And what it is just a solid wall concrete cylinder, the base of which basically sits at what would be the pond's water level. And of course, we're uphill from the pond. Every time it rains, the water runs down the hill, goes around, fills up the tank, you have to call the guy up to, bring the thing. And I appreciate that we're close to the lake, but we did buy some, we bought an additional parcel that we had partitioned with our neighbor that we would perhaps be able to move it further away from the pond or something. It's just, it's useless. You can't flush the toilet.
So you're asking to move it further away from the pond in this
What
application?
we'd like to find out is what we could do to make it work. If we could leave it there, punch a couple of holes in it, I'm good with that. But-
Yeah, or punch a couple of holes and drain it to the pond is exactly a great theory to me. But if you want to move it and put a better system in, I'm on the favor of it. Let's talk.
Sure.
But
We're
let's
trying
not,
to find out what would be required because the changes they made us do basically made it not.
you're talking a pump system or,
That's what I'm thinking. They're gonna make you do with the pump system.
There is no septic there now,
No.
to speak of.
Just a holding tank. This one, I'm sure when the house was originally put in, it was the standard 50-gallon drum with
Yeah.
a lock and
they all had those.
a pipe.
Yeah, well, that's how they all were before.
It worked.
Yeah,
Outhouses were too, but
that rotor better had better drainage, And then I guess they used two of them. At least the ones I looked at.
I'd have to look at this one.
What, for the grading?
No, I just want to look at the whole project.
We can do the- we can do
So I can just
sidewalk.
we can just accept the application.
I mean, the grading part is easy. The septic system really should have an engineer or design something for what you'd like. And come in with an idea. Here's our new idea. Show us some paper, here's a new tank, pumps, whatever. I mean, you could put holes in your tank, but I'd like to a little more than just approve just changing the tank.
Should I consult with the sanitarian first, to find out what?
If you want a new system.
Because at the end of the day, the house itself that's on the property has an engineered system. They're very expensive to maintain and service, and pumps burn out. Paul McGuire just gets
Oh, yeah.
richer and richer.
Yeah.
And for this particular cottage, if we're ever going to be used again as a cottage, it would be pretty much like a mother-in-law house, an in-law, weekend cottage. So you're talking about spending, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 to put in a septic system. It's going to be flushed 20 times over the course of a year. It's impractical.
I was assuming a pump tank into the leach field. That was all I was thinking. Nothing extravagant.
Well, but the sanitarian said,
That's a pre-existing system, so you may be able to get under a repair versus a total new one. It's a lot easier process.
the sanitarian, it's not how thousands of them anymore, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
Well, Phil Eccleston's doing your job.
Yeah.
Talk to him. I believe he's still got a sewage license. Ask him what he can do. Brainstorm it, figure a solution that,
He can install, he can't design them.
No, he's not a licensed designer.
not licensed designer.
No. No. That's entirely different.
How old is Al Gotham? Because
Oh, what?
He was old.
It's
when we
60s.
did this.
60s.
You're thinking his father, you're probably
I'm
thinking about his
thinking
dad.
his
You're thinking of Jesus.
Doc calls me
He's
dad.
as old as my
Father
mom.
father was about 100. Bert's probably 60.
So is it?
Right.
So we have a motion to accept.
I make a motion to accept, let's see, where is it?
No, we don't have an application.
The application of 92 North Shore Road. That's all I gotta say, right?
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
All right,
Opposed? So carried.
can I look at that sometime?
Come on up.
Okay.
I'll give you my cell phone number and my landline number if you want. I can be there with you when you go up. The house itself is rented to tenants, but all the people are coming up. We'll come up with you. I'm happy to walk. If Joe's not up, great. Let's walk. Give you all that one on.
Yep, been there a couple times.
So my number, if you want to reach me, David, is.
It's right on.
Oh, it is? Okay.
2814?
Yep.
Okay.
You're on there in the morning?
What's that?
Are you on there in the morning?
Oh, yeah, not this weekend, I'm off to Pennsylvania, but
Okay,
um,
next week, right?
I'm there every week.
Good.
Look forward to hearing you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy Independence Day.
Thank you.
I'm ready for you. All right, what's next?
Correspondence?
Correspondence, we got Eastern Conservation District flyer, their 2020 plant sale. Connecticut Wildlife, learn about bluebirds. January and February's,
Everything's probably gone by already.
Bluebird lynxes.
Plant sales done and gone.
December, learn about pearl crackers. That's about it.
Okay, agents report.
Everything's been pretty quiet. I've done a few agent approvals, nothing heavy, no wetland violations that I can know of at this point, so.
Most of the elderly housing, is that mostly done up now?
Yeah, they get the driveway, the parking lot all paved, and there's still some exposed soil in the back, but they didn't have any EMS issues or anything like that.
I don't know, I just saw it, I didn't know it was done.
Nope, not yet.
It's pretty flat.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's
It's
no,
right, but they're right to
no
the
worries
very
there.
edge of the swamp.
no worries there. And that's it.
Any other business? If not, we'll adjourn.
Motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:25.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded, adjourn at 8:25. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
Was that hard?